Hey guys, welcome back after that crazy match. Solomon Schuster really pulling out of the bag there with that dummy piloting. But before we talk about that, we need to go to the bans for the next match. So I'm going to hand it straight over to the guys who are going to cover that for you, who are going to be... Who are they going to be? Oh, okay, it's going to be CCP Fozzy and Bay, the Bay RJ.
Thanks, unfortunately, we're going straight in here. Red team is Team Johnny, and then blue team is Team Footwork, and they have started already. Team Johnny absolutely needing a win here. The other team, the team above them, have lost their match. So really good position here to win the whole chip if they win this match. And it's already getting cracking really fast.
Lots of battleship bans already. We've got Hyperion and Apocalypse banned from Team Johnny, and Team Footwork is banned to Raven. We're going to see what their next one is, Executor.
Yep, so only one Logi there in the first four bans, and three battleships, three powerful battleships. Probably I think it was the three battleships I was discussing in the last break that were all super powerful. They're eliminated, and so is the Executor. Team Johnny going for a Merlin pick here. Looks like they're pushing to a shield, and Footwork responding fast with some better armor support ships.
So Footwork there saw that Johnny was banning two armor battleships, but then realized they could force Johnny into a shield setup or no Logi setup by banning Executor and picking the Augur as they just did.
Yep, so Johnny are now, they've gone for shield, they've gone for Osprey, so they've got Merlin, Tower, Osprey, pretty typical kind of support ships. Same as the other team last time, except for they've gone for the Tower. As Tonya says, it's more popular due to its MWD signature reduction bonus, and Footwork going for the Augur, which has been the most successful armor logistics ship so far.
So what do you think? Another battleship ban from Footwork, something like the Tempest or the Roke, maybe?
I think we'll probably see either Tempest or Rope Band would make most sense. I think because there's the option of Hurricane or Naga for that kind of battle cruiser for the Shield Kite. Possibly they want to ban out Drake. No, they're going for the Rope.
And then maybe Oracle ban from Johnny?
Yeah, I think you're probably going to be right. Johnny won't want to see Oracle, possibly Harbringer. Yeah, there we go. So as the seasons develop, the teams kind of have kind of figured out the meta as we've gone along, and Footwork there, locking in the Harbringer, the second most popular armor battle cruiser, and Johnny responding with the Drake and the Tempest. Yeah, and the Footwork rounding things off with the Armageddon, picking the Armageddon, which will make the Osprey sweat, I think.
Yeah, very dangerous with the Osprey only having the afterburner.
Cool. Well, we rattled through that in very, very quick time. The team's going in with the plan. Footwork have already been relegated, but they're looking to claw some points back here, so they can hold their head high and say they got a win. And Team Johnny definitely, I know they've been preparing really, really hard. So they had a very clear vision going into this this final weekend of what they wanted to fly and how they wanted to win. So we'll go back to Apoth and we can discuss those epic battleship moves by Solomon in the last match.
Hey guys, welcome back. We've got the bans there done for Team Johnny and Team Footwork, but going back to the previous match, Suetonia, that match was absolutely intense. What was the turning point? What decided it for Sully's team?
I think Sullivan did a fantastic job at kiting, just putting out sentries, abandoning them, switching to hammerheads and reconnecting to sentries. It was phenomenal piloting from him. I think his team also did a pretty good job of splitting up. They called the Oracle, but because the Oracle and the Dominics did a good job of burning into different directions, like once the entire team is on the Oracle, they have to burn a long way to get onto the Dominics. And I think that's kind of where the match swing. There's just the extra like small bits of piloting that the Rep Cartel team did.
Thanks, Suetonia. Now let's move over to Madden. I mean, drones in tournament setting, being limited to Tech 1 in terms of damage drones, has kind of seen the death of movement drones, and especially sentries in many ways. We very rarely see drone teams. But here we saw a drone team doing really exceptionally well with that dummy. What's your opinion on drones in the current meta, both movement and sentry?
Yeah, I mean, generally, I'm not a drone fan. I mean, I think they got pushed into that meta a little bit, but that seemed to be also where they wanted to go. You know, Suleiman really seemed to believe in the dummy, and he proved why. it's got a great drone base. So even if they die, there's a few downsides to T1 drones. Obviously, one of them is just the tank and the strength of it. And once they went down, even once they went down, he's got enough of a beta to redeploy, and he was able to deploy. You saw the curators, you saw the hammerheads, and the several different sets that he was kind of pulling in and pulling out to try and say, all right, well, this is where I'm going to go next. And he did it really, really effectively. How he not just angled himself, but where he angled the drones throughout the arena. Even though they're 2-1, they still have very strong range. You can still get really good tracking. The DPS is a little bit lighter, as you saw that Tempest able to reload again and again. At the end of the day, if he's alive for long enough, he's got 3 drone damage amplifiers in that ship. So it's saying basically, I'm going to use my drones and I'm going to get as much damage out of them as humanly possible. And he did a great job of making that work in that situation. The Oracle definitely was not going to be able to take them. The only thing I think had a chance to survive and compete, considering he's got his own large ancillary, is that Tempest. And once the Tempest wasn't able to hold up because it kind of needed to be a little bit in range, it couldn't just say, I'll put my drones anywhere. That gave him a real advantage of the dummy, especially because he started off so far away when they were taking out the Oracle. So just great piloting, as well as they drones can be effective with that combo.
Yeah, Fozzy, you were pretty effectively picking bans there moving on to this match of both the Rogue and the Oracle. Do you feel like the meta's been really figured out by this final day of the tournament, or do you think there's still some curveballs to be thrown? Do you think we need to maybe switch up the fits for next season?
I think switching up the fits is always a good idea, even if the meta is working amazingly, which I think it is working really well. Just because it's always good to throw people some extra stuff to think about and some new stuff to theorycraft. In this match, the bans at the beginning were so battleship heavy that left a pretty narrow set of options for what the last set of bans were. So that's why I think we were able to predict them a little bit more easily. But yeah, we're seeing some pretty standard setups, and I mean both of these two teams, especially the team Johnny, there look pretty. That looks like a pretty standard shield team, probably one of the more common types of shield teams we've seen.
Now, going on to keeping in with the banning system and the drafting and the meta, I believe it was you that was drafting for the CCP staff versus EVNT staff match.
Yes, indeed.
And also you would have been privy to Alliance tournament team picking. How do you find the drafting process in Alliance tournament setting? It's something that even people who play in the Alliance tournament and play in our tournament here, they may not get to experience kind of the banning and the drafting of ships, the drafting of setups. Can you give us like a brief summary on what it's like to do that, and what you have to keep in mind when you're choosing setups, choosing ships, and choosing what to ban when looking at the opposing team?
Yeah, so in the Alliance tournament, it's very different because there's far fewer constraints, which makes things a lot more complicated, really. In the Alliance tournament, we just ban some individual ships without the sets of restrictions on what fits they're going to have. In this one, what fits the ships are going to have. What ships are available from a subset of them. And so you can be a bit more effective with your bans. While in the AT as well, you're not picking ships. You're just bringing the ship you want to bring. You don't need to pick it from a list. You can bring any ship that matches the points. So that both gives a lot more options for theory crafters. It's really great for the amount of depth it allows, but that complexity means that it's a lot harder to get into. And I really love the simplified version that you guys have here for this tournament. It's something that I think provides really a great balance between having a good amount of depth, but then also being much more accessible to the Alliance tournament.
Awesome. Okay, so we are getting ready for the next match. We've got more guys. We've got the guys jumping into system. And so what we are going to do is we are going to do the next giveaway announcement. So what we are going to do here is we have a skin to hand out, and similarly as to last time, I'm going to ask a question. We're going to have you guys post all the correct answers in chat. We'll do a random draw of the people who posted the correct answers, and they will win a brand new ship skin, which hopefully we can bring up on the screen. It is so beautiful, so wonderful. The question is what is the name of the Caldari Black Ops battleship? What is the name of the Caldari Black Ops battleship for the ship skin prize? Post that in chat now, and we'll draw a winner of one of the people who posted the correct answer. looks like we're getting some correct answers in. Fantastic. Moving on to the match as soon as we can. The teams are just warping to the arena. Let's see who we got casting. The casters for this match are going to be returning Madden, and this time paired with CCP Larrikin. I'm really excited for this match between Volta and Team Pretty. It's going to be really great. Sorry, not Volta and Team Pretty. What am I saying? Between Team Johnny and Team Footwork. It's going to be Rain and Madden. Oh, my brain. Sorry about that. Yet we are the teams landing now, so I am going to begin to hand it over to the casters after we do the predictions. Now that I've thoroughly screwed up the names of the teams that are playing. So, Bay RJ, who do you think's going to win this match?
I'd love to cheer for my guys just because I'd love to see them get a win, but I think that Johnny have been preparing really, really hard for this because they want those 110 skins. So I'm going to predict that Johnny is going to win this.
How about you, Rain?
I'm for Team Johnny because they have the shield set up.
Fuzzy? Is AFK Larrikin?
Team Johnny.
Darius? Never mind, Elise?
Oh man, I don't know what to make of this one. I guess Team Johnny, but I went with the leader on the last one, so I'm gonna go with Footwork on this one. Maybe the underdogs will take it 2 in a row.
I'm going with Team Johnny Cakes. I was late.
No, it's bad.
Sorry.
Good to have you here. Madden?
Well, thankfully, Elise chose Team Footwork because I really want to choose Team Johnny. I've had a beer with Ithaca, and I have a rule: if I've had a beer with you, I have to cheer for you. So I'm going with Team Johnny.
What happens if you had a beer with both members? It's just the number of beers.
It is, in fact, the number of beers. That is exactly right.
I wonder how I worked that one out. Suetonia, last but not least.
I think it'd be a shame if Team Footwork went 0-5, but I think Team Johnny are going to take it.
Okay, let's throw it over to Rain and Madden for the third match of the day between Team Johnny and Team Footwork.
Welcome back, I'm Rain, and I am joined by Madden, and we'll be commenting the Team Johnny versus Team Footwork match. So Team Johnny warped in with their Tempest and Drake at 0, with their Osprey, Talwar, and Merlin at 30. Madden, you want to introduce Team Footwork?
Yeah. So Team Footwork, they've got their Armageddon, Harbinger, Augur, Algos, Mambo. They've all warped in at 50. But we have a nice angle. It's not like they're just, as far as possible. So you've got basically the teams, they're maybe 40 or 50 kilometers apart, which is going to be an interesting angle for this Armageddon, which has got some great, powerful newts against this Osprey, which is super slow as we get 5 seconds to start.
Yeah, so the Osprey is afterburner only, and the Armageddon newts have a range bonus, so obviously he's going to be able to almost instantly apply to that Osprey, and it's going to be a race to see if the Osprey can get away first or not. The match has started, and as predicted, immediately Footwork is moving away while Team Johnny is moving away while Team Footwork's moving in.
And interesting enough, you're seeing the Augur and the Tempest taking damage. The Augur primary for Team Johnny, obviously very, very good, very, very strong, because the Augur, I don't believe, has any actual... It doesn't have a lot of ability to tank. It's not necessarily quite as strong as the Executor, which we've seen used very effectively. I believe it also has small reps, which means it's got a lot less range. So taking out this Augur should be a much easier task, especially considering they don't have as many drones you've seen with some other teams. The Algos can help it, but not necessarily as much. A lot of damage is their primary, the Tempest, which is good, but the Tempest does have that large insulated shield booster, extra large insulated shield booster, to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Augur does have a lot of drones on him, but they're all drones from Team Johnny. So normally
Some of
what
those
we
are
see
Hornets. Some of them are light armor maintenance bots. It is a bit of a mixed bag.
Yeah, and so but those came on, the maintenance bots came on late, and now they're actually moving away for some reason, even though the Augur is really, really low on armor, and he kind of needs those, or she kind of needs those to stay alive.
Well, it could be a trick. We've seen some structure surprises here.
Well, the Augur is actually almost out of the arena. They're 115 kilometers away.
That is very scary. 120 and climbing.
Okay. She noted that and immediately had turned around. It does look like this Algos is like chasing her, trying to help get these
122.
drones
It's
off of her.
still getting further away.
Oh, no.
Slowing down, but still further away. I would be very okay. Now it's turned around. All right, getting out of the arena is bad. Just
Yeah, that was
thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't think we've had anybody accidentally go out of bounds yet, so that would have been the first. We've had some people kind of suicide towards the end and just edge of glory because the match was over.
I know, and that
That's the
Tempest
worst
is now out of Tempest is out of boost. The Tempest is going to go down, and they're probably only going to be able to take out this Punisher. They didn't choose to change the primaries quick enough, so it's going to be a Punisher for Tempest trade maybe if this Osprey can't save this Tempest, which is trying, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough here. You're seeing a lot of damage put onto this Tempest, as it is very, very low armor.
Yeah, it's barely catching any shield reps, but it's going down rather quickly.
Now they're
It does
switching
have
to the
maintenance
Harbinger
bots on it.
finally. They're realizing that the Augur has no chance to rep things with small reps in the middle of nowhere, and so they're switching. I don't know why they're not shooting the Armageddon. That would be the obvious choice if I was them. I think they're all out of range here, not in the best situation. So you're seeing the Osprey desperately trying to keep this Tempest alive long enough so the XLASB can reload.
I was gonna say, even with the reps and the drones on him, it's not helping at all. But he's also, the Osprey's being neutered, so he probably can't apply all of his reps at once. This Tempest is
probably
slowly
not.
getting whittled away. Oh my gosh.
This Tempest is trying though. He may hit reload. I don't know exactly how long it's been, but it's still close. You saw the Punisher go down. The Harbinger's taking some damage, but not enough. He got it back to the Augur. I really would have switched to the Armageddon by now, but they're choosing to try and I think get to the Augur with the Tempest maybe.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, the Tempest has to utilize whatever life he has left because the Osprey, it looked like he got some reps off, but not enough. He should be, at least, if he was reloading his ASB, he should be close to at least having that again. So hopefully.
Well,
he can
now
make
the
it.
Osprey is out of range of the Tempest, I think. So that's because he's a lot slower than the Tempest is. So I think he pushed himself out of range because the Osprey's got a web on it too. So I'm not sure if I agree with that decision.
The Augur is in structure though, so if you lose the Tempest for the Augur, that means it's like, I mean, they lose their logic.
I don't like that trade though. You still got an Armageddon on the field.
True, but I think the Armageddon is a cruise missile fit, so it still can do DPS, but not as well to something like an Osprey, even though it can shut the Osprey reps down.
That's true. Although, does the Osprey have a cap booster? I'll have to double check that.
Oh, I'm not quite sure, but the Tempest has fallen. The Harbinger is still alive. It looks like everyone was on the edge of glory. Now they're all burning back in safely.
I know, we didn't get enough Edge of Glory. I wish Elise was flying. Then you'd know we'd get some Edge of Glory. But anyway, as this has been going on, so you saw the Punisher go down, you saw the Augur, saw the Tempest. The Harbinger's now taking a lot of damage. The Algos is also taking damage. The Merlin is taking damage. And the Osprey is taking damage. Taking damage right now. This is very confusing. Oh, that Osprey is dead.
Well, he's able to rep. He's able to rep. So his ASB is not reliant on any cap as long as it has charges. However,
Yeah,
I'm
but
not quite sure
they're
why
burning
they would...
him through the reps. It's not enough.
That is true. I don't know why they would primary him though when they can just easily shut him down and save him for last.
No, he has a cap
He's
booster.
dead.
They can't shut him down. He had a medium cap booster, so they couldn't shut him down. But now that he's dead, they're going to be able to take. Even though the Armageddon isn't very effective, the Harbinger is extremely effective. So the Harbinger is taking down the Merlin, then he's going to take down the Talwar. And while the Drake is a boat of doom, the Armageddon will be able to apply to the Drake. And I don't see any way they come back. If obviously killing this Harbinger from the tower can make a difference, though. I don't know what kind of DPS drones that the Algos brought to the party.
Yeah, and I would like. It has been pointed out that both teams I think are having skins. At least Team Johnny had a good Blue Tiger and Rata Sunset skins, and even though they had skins, they're still losing at least in terms of number of members left. Although I think this Drake can probably finish off this Harbinger.
Yeah, if we could zoom in on the Drake, it is very, very pretty. If they win, if Team Johnny wins, it's 100% because of the prettiness of Ithaca Hawk and this Drake. I am very disappointed that it's dying
He's
right
out of
now.
shield now. Yeah, he's out of shield.
That
so
is,
there's nothing
but
left he
so
can
is
do.
the Harbinger and the Algos. Anything
Harbinger's
can happen
been
right now.
instruction.
There could be a lot of explosions right now.
Oh no!
I mean, it
The
won't matter
Harbinger
because it's going to be an
could die, they could get the
Armageddon versus a Talwar. I have dreams! Go Drake, go! Oh, that's sad. It died.
So even though they were rocking the skins, they weren't able to win unless I honestly don't believe this tower
look,
could
we
live.
saw a Dami do it. Can a Talwar do it? That Talwar's not going to die to the Armageddon.
Tower
I
can
don't
kill
think
the
so.
Harbinger, but I don't think it can dish out enough DPS to kill the Armageddon, especially with only 4
In
minutes
4
left.
minutes? Dude, I mean, oh, you just got to wonder the number of missiles it would take alone. Probably not. Probably not. The hammerheads are coming for it. I'd be shooting the hammerheads if I'm the Talwar. You know, minimize the losses here. I think he can kill the Harbinger through structure. It's going to be kind of close because he has to not get hit by the Harbinger, so it's like a mixed bag.
The Harbinger is also regaining shield now because he's obviously not taking any damage, whereas the tower
Yeah.
is still taking damage.
It's too bad the Drake couldn't take out the Harbinger and the Algos. That would have been a super double move. Yeah, this tower is not looking good. The Hammerheads are on him. I don't think he's going to be able to kill the Hammerheads or evade them quick enough. Oh, well, some of them are leaving. So now the Hammerheads are leaving. So now he's not going to die as quickly. We're going to get to discuss the drone movements here a lot. So if you guys want to watch drones slowly move across the field, this is your match for 3 more minutes.
Well, I was gonna say he is shooting those hammerheads, and they're not moving or really doing anything for some reason. But he is shooting.
Well,
them,
they're running
so the
away
Harbinger
because he
can.
can kill the Hammerheads effectively. Though I think if they had just left him on him, he would have died. The Harbinger's still shooting him. Obviously, you know, the Armageddon can shoot him, but it's irrelevant because cruise missiles will not affect the tower unless he's really wants it. Yeah, they just don't. If you look at the attack bar for Team Johnny, that is, you know, that's going to be a problem. The Harbinger's rep speed is not quite as enough, I think, if he was consistently being shot. But the Harbinger's right next to the Armageddon. I think that the tower would actually apply damage. He'd have to get in range of the Armageddon, and then he would die for sure. So this is a real tough spot for Crake. I want to say Godot. I'm gonna go with Crake Godot. I don't think that's how it's pronounced, but that's what I'm doing.
He was 120 away from the Ballerina Center, so it looked like he was trying to edge a glory. Maybe he's trying to like juke the Armageddon into jumping on him. I don't really know.
He's definitely trying to juke them. I think that's the play at this point. There's very little chance he actually kills these things. I don't know. I feel like I feel like, you know, in this position, you know, when everything went down, the Harbinger had no shields. If the tower had burned right at it, tried to take out the Harbinger and gotten that kill, I wonder if that would have been more valuable than staying alive based on the point system. I don't know how that would have worked out exactly, but it would have looked cool. So I would have liked that.
Yeah, and this is actually so I don't think there's anything this tower can do. So Team Footwork actually this is their first victory. So
Yeah.
Tony was saying they will go 1-4, and I do believe they'll be relegated to the minor league, but they at least are able to have a win under their belt.
This is a great moral victory for Team Footwork as we see that tower go down.
With that, we'll send it back to Epophany in the studio.